Good morning, guys. It's me again, your sassy dispatch girl. And we're gonna talk today about detention, truck order not used, layover, and how to deal with this. What do you need to know as a dispatcher? And what do you need to know as a driver? What duties do we need to do? And how do we deal with some brokers? Because believe me, nobody wants to pay it. And we still have to call and push them. But I'm gonna show you how it's done in real life. And it's not that easy. That's why you need to do few steps to be successful. Follow my video today and hopefully you're gonna make another step towards being a pro dispatcher like me. I'm always yours. My YouTube channel, Learn Dispatch Today. And as you all know, I am that sassy dispatch girl. And I am always here to teach you how to be better, how to become a pro. Stay with me.
Well, let's see. Our driver was unloading at the shipper. His appointment was at 9 o'clock. He got there earlier, I believe 7:45. He checked in and they said that it's gonna take a while. Well, 2 hours went by. We emailed the broker. We asked to help us to assist. And of course, broker said nothing I can do. I had to email and make sure that I asked broker to start detention. And my driver did as well. You guys gonna see a lot of times in a rate confirmation, driver must call for detention. And that's how they end up not paying you. So if you are sitting there for 5, 6, 7 hours and you're not involving broker, you're not letting them know what's going on, and then in day or two when you do your billing, you're asking for detention, usually they're gonna say, well, we were not aware of this. If you would call us, we would call the shipper, receiver, and we would help you. Well, a lot of times it's not the truth, but that's how they end up not paying you. So in this case, I emailed my driver, make sure he called. Driver ended up sitting there till 4 p.m. I lost one load because we could not pick up on time. I rebooked the load, which was supposed to pick up at 5 p.m., but we had 80 miles deadhead. So my thinking was 9 o'clock appointment. Even if it's take till 3 p.m., I still have 2 hours. Well, I guess what? No, my driver finally got it loaded at 3:41. I submitted paperwork and I asked for detention. Broker told me we're gonna pay after 3 hours. So let's calculate. Well, my driver checked in at 7:45. Does it matter? Not really. Appointment was at 9 o'clock. Well, it's good. That means that I have a good, responsible driver. But detention time is gonna start from that point. And then each broker is gonna tell you, well, it takes 1, 2, 3 hours. After 2, 3, or 4 hours, we are gonna pay detention. In this case, he said after 3 hours. So let's calculate. 9, 10, 11, 12, right? 12 o'clock, that's when our detention starts. And we got unloaded at 3:41. Okay, so we're talking about 3 hours, 40-minute detention. In my case, as a dispatcher, what I need to do? What is my next step? Well, my next step is make sure the driver asks the shipper and receiver to put in and out time. And a lot of times, they would deny doing that because they do not want to pay detention. So your driver needs to write on a bill of lading before he takes bills from them in and out time and ask them politely to sign. Why? Because that's going to be crucial for us to get our money. So I received bill of ladings and now I need to call the broker. I already did submit it yesterday. Actually 2 days ago, still did not receive revised rate confirmation. So let's see. I'm gonna try to make phone call right now and see what's going on. It's a little bit later in the day, it's 4 o'clock, so let's see if he's gonna answer. Hi Michael, it's Alex, Coast to Coast. I was trying to reach Chris Radzon.
Yeah, Chris is out for the rest of the day.
Okay, maybe you can help me. We had a load with you on Monday, which went into detention. I submitted all the paperwork on Monday, still did not receive no revised rate confirmation. Can you look into it, please?
Alright, looks like the detention has been requested for this one, the coast to coast, Massillon, Ohio to Lansing, Michigan.
Okay.
Looks like you delivered it on the 21st. Yeah, so he requested detention. Most likely these detentions won't come back till Monday, since Chris will be out the rest of the week.
Alright, Chris is the only one who is in charge of detention?
He's the one in charge of Meyer, and he sends all the detention requests over for Meyer.
Okay, and what is
But
your...
it has... Say that again?
And what is your usual pay per hour for detention? It's not for the shipper, it's for receiver. I can give you the load number. Would you like the load number?
Yes, can you give me 1 second? Hold on, let me get out of this screen that I'm in because I won't be able to pull it up. Hold on. Yeah, this is the Meyer load. It picked up in Massillon, Ohio, going to Lansing, Michigan.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah. I'm showing that it was picked up at 9 and he got out of there at 12.
I'm sorry?
I'm showing that he picked it up he got there at 9 o'clock and they got loaded at...
We are talking about receiving, honey.
Wait a minute, what time did they get out of there in empty?
At 3:45.
And let me see what time we put it here. Detention has been requested, and it is $30 after 3 hours with a $200 max. So the full 200, if I'm not mistaken. 13, 14. Yeah, you should get the full 200. I would say try back Monday. It'll probably be approved because it hasn't came back approved yet. So.
Okay.
And we have everybody out for the rest of the week, and it's a holiday and everything. So. Just give us a call back Monday because it is listed in our system as detention has been requested, so we're not going to close it out until you get your detention, okay?
Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Happy holidays.
No problem. Happy holidays.
Bye-bye. Let's talk about it. So now as a dispatcher, did I do my job? Well, yes. I emailed on Monday. I sent bill of lading. Yesterday, I called again. The broker was not in the office, probably due to Christmas. I called again. I made sure the detention is requested. So let's talk about it. He said $30 per hour after 3 hours. So we were talking, his appointment actually, I just looked at the rate confirmation, was not 9, was 9:30. So 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30. Then we have 1:30, 2:30, 3:30, and we got out there at 3:45. So we're talking about 3 hours, 15 minutes. And he said it's $30 per hour and it cannot exceed $200. So we should be getting around $100 detention. But because due to holidays, I'm not going to receive it right now. I have to follow up on Monday. Am I going to submit this load to the factoring? No, because then they're going to just pay what is in the rate confirmation without the detention. It's double work. And factoring don't like to re-invoice it, and that's how loads get closed, and the broker is gonna say, well, you agreed to your rate confirmation, I guess you could not wait. What is the catch here, guys? Well, the catch here, a lot of drivers are asking, well, I never get my detention, and my dispatcher is so bad, they don't want to work on it, or maybe they just not giving it to me. Well, guys, I can tell you this, 70% of the times they are not paying attention. And here's the reasons why sometimes they eliminate paying attention. The number one is because driver did not start detention. So remember, after the 2-3 hours border, you need to call and you need to start detention. Not even dispatcher, the driver. So if I'm working with a stubborn owner-operator who does not want to make that phone call, but then he's going to be asking me, where's my detention? Where's my detention, Alex? Well, Alex, as much as I can try, and usually I do try more than any other dispatcher, and I'll get it anyway, but it's harder for me. So number one, Dispatchers and drivers, you need to make sure you request it. Not over the phone only. I also like to make sure you guys email it so you have proof. Well, I email you, our truck is not unloaded. Please, can you contact the shipper? Can you contact the receiver? Because it's gonna help you as well. Then, another thing, make sure the time is in and out on the bill of lading. And I'm gonna see if I can find right now the bill of lading for this load so you guys can see right away. This is a bill of lading, okay? Massillon, Ohio to Lansing, Michigan. If you go down, you have a stamp from Myers. Do you think the Myers wanted to really put time in and out? No. So my driver, he puts in time 7:35 a.m. Well, his appointment was not till 9:30. Well, he still put 7:35, but remember, detention's gonna start from 9:30 and out time at 3:44. In and out time. That's the second part. The third part, guys, you need to make sure you call shipper and receiver and you ask what's going on. Because sometimes maybe they're back up due to holidays. Maybe they're not even by appointment only. So if you have first come first serve facility and the broker did tell you, well, your delivery is at 9 a.m. and you come into shipper or receiver who is first come first serve, they do not care what the broker told you. In this case, are you gonna receive any detention for loading or unloading? Of course not. So you can brought it up to broker and tell, well, you did not tell us honestly the situation, so we need to be compensated. Now let's talk about detention. So usually detention up to 8 hours. Here's the situation, same driver. He goes to load at 10 p.m. Another broker, Cargo Barn. He goes at 10 p.m. Till 8 in the morning, he did not get loaded. He's texting me and he's telling, well, Alex, I'm not loaded. I email the broker and I ask what's going on. And broker is in California. I am Chicago, broker is in California, load's picking up in Ohio. Time difference, right? Broker is not in. We were calling after hours, no response whatsoever. And we are in front of holidays, right, guys? We need to get to Florida ASAP because my driver deserves to be with his family. In this case, we reach out finally, call the shipper, got lucky, he got loaded within 3-4 hours. Broker is telling me, wow, the product is not ready. I am giving you truck order not used, $250 since previous day, deadheading 90 miles, which is nonsense. And I'm like, no guys, $250 is not gonna work. And how are you giving me truck order not used if my driver finally got the dock and they're loading? Well, what's happening? He has 2 or 3 loads coming from the same facility. So product is ready just for 2 trucks. So now he is picking who is gonna get dropped. So someone's gonna get unlucky and is gonna get the $250. He emails me that and I like, no, my driver is already getting loaded. And he's like, well, tell him not to get loaded. Like, why? Why not to get loaded? He's been there since yesterday. So we had a little argument and finally broker giving me the load which is ready, changing the load number, sending me the new rate confirmation. And he thinks that that's all it's gonna happen, right? But well, guys, what else he needs to do? Now I need layover. My truck was sitting there from last night till today. So we're talking about layover. So when we have more than 6-8 hours, detention becomes layover. And it's also in the pants. Did you deadhead? Did you wait? Is your appointment now is moved? So now we are losing the day because now I cannot deliver Wednesday afternoon. Now I have to deliver Thursday morning. which is pushing right before Christmas, making my driver nervous, making me nervous because what if they're not gonna load him on Thursday? It's a Christmas night. In this case, guys, it's not about $150. You need to negotiate. And this is supposed to be layover plus extra day of transit right now. So we need to request not $150, not $250, but at least $350, $400 and making sure that they're gonna unload us. Do I trust this broker after this? Not really. So I call Florida and I want to make sure, are you guys really gonna unload me on Thursday morning? And they're like, yes, ma'am, we need this product. Just call us directly and we're gonna unload. This is a smart dispatching. Otherwise, guys, if you did not do these 2 steps, if you did not negotiate for layover, if you did not verify with the receiver that they're gonna unload him on Christmas night, what's gonna happen? Your truck is gonna be sitting somewhere Christmas night, Christmas day, who knows till when, with that shipment of produce. In this case, it was lettuce. And who are you gonna blame? You can blame the broker, right? You can blame the driver. Now driver is a pest, but no, guys, it is us. As dispatchers, it is our job. And sometimes you need to realize that sometimes it's better to cancel load, find something different, or do all the steps. I mean, we're all human beings. I cannot control this, but I can do as much as possible. So we were talking about detention. It can be loading, unloading. We were talking about TONU, truck order not used. Also, we were talking about what, guys? We were talking about layover. Layover due to product not ready, or maybe produce didn't pick up. So, or maybe broker lied to you. You come to the Walmart and Walmart is like, wow, appointment was never made. So you need to wait till next day. And here's the difference. If your appointment is gonna be in the morning, that's one thing. But if you're delivering again at night, you're losing another day in transit. So even though rate confirmation is gonna say layover is 150 to 250 a day, guys, you need to negotiate and you need to validate your point. Why? Because excuse me, but $150 is not even gonna cover for pay for my driver, for waiting for day, for reefer fuel in this case, and for losing one day in transit. So this is nonsense. And a good dispatcher is always gonna validate that. And that's why, guys, I'm teaching you. Yes, you have to be smart. Yes, you have to be pushy, but you need to know what you're talking about. And sometimes those brokers, they do not care. And it's sad. They do take advantage of us. So let's make sure we do this correct. So let's clarify one more time the meaning of some terminology. So TONU, truck order not used. This is a fee and for cancellation of your truck. Maybe the product was not ready. Maybe the shipper already sent it with some other carrier. So we are asking broker to send us truck order not used. So your truck and you start driving there. So usually it's truck order not used. And most of the time they pay $150 if you've been driving and you spend time and you were deadheading. Of course it cannot be $150. It should be at least $250, $300. It depends on the situation. If it's an afternoon and you are losing all day in transit, guys, it cannot be $150. But a lot of times my student asking me, well, if we book the load on Monday and the load is for Wednesday and they are canceling on us on Tuesday, are they gonna pay us TONU? No, guys, they are canceling in advance. So in this order, TONU is not gonna be paid. So usually TONU gets paid on the same day, or if you're in a good relation with your broker, they still gonna pay you. So driver detention is when a driver route is delayed on the pickup or the delivery. And usually it depends on what kind of equipment we have, reefer, drive, and step decks. Usually each rate confirmation is going to let us know that after 3 hours we're gonna be paying detention, after 2 hours, and they're gonna say we pay $25, $30, $45. In this order, you will need to submit in and out times. You will need to make sure it's on your bill of ladings, and your driver and you will need to make sure you start detention. Send us a revised rate confirmation with loading or unloading detention. We're gonna sign, send it back, submit it to factoring. In case if you already submitted to the factory, maybe you invoice a broker directly and they gave you detention week or two later, you will re-invoice them and you will attach all the paperwork, because still it's money, guys. It counts. 200, 150, 300. It is counts. And then it's up to your company. How do you pay your drivers? Are you giving them full detention, or actually sometimes you pay your driver no matter what, even if you are not gonna get the detention for loading or unloading? You need to make sure you call to the company and make sure that these goods are ready to go. And that's how you can eliminate those sitting on loading or unloading. You're gonna make sure they have a space to receive your truck. You're gonna make sure if your driver needs to help with loading or unloading. So you're gonna ensure that goods are good, ready for pickup. Advise the warehouse that your truck has to be loaded, and you're not gonna sit there and wait for 2-3 hours. You have to make sure your driver communicates with you. So you have to do the things good dispatchers do. We have to prevent all this loading and unloading detention. And if they happen, we're gonna try to help our driver. So usually my drivers text me, wow, I am on dock 17, lots of trucks, they did not touch me yet. So what I'm gonna do, I am gonna call shipper or receiver and I'm gonna ask what's going on, guys. Do they have shortage of the product, or they're running behind? Maybe something happened with their production line. It's gonna help me to see, am I gonna be able to pick up next load? Do I need to move my delivery? So good dispatchers, that's what we do. That's why we are professional, because we want to predict and eliminate the problems that can be created by long loading or unloading.